Hello everyone, this is Triforce Man Zero, and I'm going to be continuing my Let's Play for Twilight Princess very shortly, but I just accidentally started the recording a little bit early, so you guys are going to have to wait for me to start the game up. Yeah, that's my own fault. And I really don't feel like retaking it, so you guys are going to have to wait like 20 seconds for me to start this thing up. Because my sensor bar just fell off my TV. That's the awkward moment when you buy an HD TV and it happens to be thinner than your sensor bar is. So it doesn't properly sit on there. So I have to readjust it every so often. So sorry about that, it just fell off. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so my sound is working. I couldn't tell if my sound was even running right, so I had to change that and make sure it was. Excuse me. Okay. So I figured that just in case my recording gets totally screwed up, I'm gonna overwrite the second save file with the one that I'm doing, which is currently in the third save file. It just seems, I don't know, it just seems like the safest method to overwrite every time I do an episode. Just in case, I don't know, just because. Where did I spawn? Okay, so last time get out of here, stupid bat. Get out. Get out. Come on. I'm trying to commentate here. Knock it off. Okay, so I should probably just pause for a second. So earlier, and by which I mean like last time we did this, I got about halfway through the dungeon. Which is I'm gonna aim to try and do these episodes, like the dungeon episodes, as like one episode or one dungeon every 2 or 3 episodes. This is a very short dungeon. Every 2 or 3 episodes I'm actually in a dungeon, I mean, not including ones where I'm going to a dungeon. Because the ones where you're on the road to the dungeon can take forever. If you guys understand my meaning. It can take a while. You spend a lot of time outside of dungeons in this game, though there's not a whole lot interesting you get to do. I'm not going to cut any of it out, even though I really wish I could. I could only just do the dungeons, but... as much as I really would want to. Okay. No, I know what the freaking map does. Okay, so here, this room, I think I missed something. There's a few things you need that are Gale Boomerang only. One of those is over here. The big key's there. I remember that. And I think there's some money or something over there. And I could use some money. Oh, hello. I could use some money. So, yeah, basically, guys, yeah, welcome back. I haven't recorded this in a while, so. The one problem, though, is... the one issue, I can wave my Wii remote around like a retard. Hang on. Let's just no, knock it off. Okay, I should probably just change my turn the pointer off. Yes. So what does that mean? Ah, that's stupid. Okay, that means I gotta use a thumbstick to aim with this thing. But it also means that my stupid fairy isn't flying around all the time, which I kind of prefer if it's not. Because it really looks terrible. So yeah, by the way, here's something cool that you can do. This is really awkward trying to aim this because it's inverted. You know what? Oh yeah, by the way, putting out those flames causes that thing to fall down. I believe I mentioned last episode that you can't get that chest until you actually, not the chest here and the chest I was mentioning earlier, until you put out the fire, or in case you accidentally light it. So yeah, let's turn the pointer back on, because as much as I hate this stupid fairy being around there because of where my sensor bar is, it's a heck of a lot better just to have this thing. Where are we gonna get here? Oh, okay. Never mind. I did not realize I was gonna be there. What do you want? Yeah, it also points out chests that I've missed, and all the monkeys that I have to rescue. And the boss room, by the way, which is all the way at the end. So there's 1, 2, 3 monkeys left to rescue. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 monkeys left to rescue. Which is not, in the grand scheme of things, a huge deal, but it is. I do have to do it. I am going to 100% this dungeon, in the sense that I should be able to get all the chests. They're not that hard to get in this one. I will not, however, be 100%ing the game, though, because this game is huge. This was a 30-hour game. This is a 50-hour game last time I played it. Minus, or 45-hour game, minus like 15 hours of me either being away from my controller and forgetting to save and turn it off, or doing absolute stupid stuff, like some stuff that's just asinine, where I just would forget, or I just totally forget what I was doing. If you cut that out of me not actually playing the game or doing something stupid, I spent about 45 hours playing this game on first playthrough with the aid of a walkthrough, which was at times didn't actually help. It actually got me lost a few times. Okay, so this time, so where's the chest? Is it at the bottom? Okay, so it's that one. That's the one that matters. So, okay, shoot. What do I do here? Come on. Okay, so here I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to. I gotta get that guy down there. I think either you need bombs, or this might work. Ah, shoot. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, let's try and do this in a way that doesn't involve losing the spider. Come on. It doesn't involve losing the spider, please. Okay, it doesn't appear I can actually do that, so... Well, let's ignore that chest, because I think you actually have to use bombs to get it. As stupid as that is, you actually have to use bombs, so... We're just going to leave that alone. Yeah, this room... Oh, no, this room has been collected out. There is one, however, that has not been collected out yet. And that one, I do believe, is up ahead. Oh, what did I just get eaten? You bet I just did. What? Yep, I got eaten. Okay, ow. Ow. Man, my commentary is not very interesting, is it? So... Yeah, what's there to talk about in this dungeon that I haven't talked about earlier? There's not a whole lot, to be honest. Blew off my steam. I blew all my steam off with that earlier episode. Die. Oh, what a fail. I can't pick stuff up in this game at all because my depth perception with an HDTV is still not very good. I've only been using one for about a month now. I've been using an HDTV for a month. About a month, I think. So, my depth perception is not what it used to be. Let's put it that way. My depth perception is definitely not what it used to be. In the sense that my depth perception has definitely not improved since I started using HDTV. It makes it a lot harder to see what you're doing. I'm not saying that like I'm getting old, because I'm not. I'm 15. I'm not very old. In the grand scheme of things, I'm fairly young, but it does not mean I can't get plagued by eye problems. It doesn't mean eye problems don't affect me. Because they certainly do. I'm fairly nearsighted. And it doesn't, the HDTV does not help. It makes it much harder to see. Like depth perception stuff, so. It makes picking stuff up in this game, and it makes timing jumps and platformers a whole lot harder than it really should be. Makes it a whole lot harder than it has any right to be. And so now you probably noticed that I can actually uproot these earwig monster things. For lack of a better term, I can actually uproot them from their floorboards, which is where they were hiding. I can get them out of the floorboards, so they can no longer completely murder me like they could earlier in the dungeon. That should have been the first thing you noticed, is that these guys are deadly. early in the game and early in this dungeon, but after you get a hold of the thing, they're easy. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm just doing this obsessively. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything from getting all these loose floorboards out of the way, these loose tiles, but there could be something like totally worth it if I do it. You never know. There are a few areas of this game that I don't remember very well. On this, oh shoot, this is one of them. Yeah, I did not mean to jump off there. Ow. Get out of here, bro. So yeah, enough talk about eye problems. Goodbye. Let's talk about killing this last dude here. Oh, there was nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing there. Okay, so that was an entire waste of time. Okay, so that was a waste of time, guys. Sorry that I did not know that was not going to be worth it. So yeah, piece of heart. You get, in this game, there's a lot more pieces of heart than there normally would be. You actually have to get 5 to get a full heart, versus 4, which is, I think it was 4? I think it's always been 4, actually. A piece of heart's always been 4 for another heart container. Which is dumb, because now you have to work a lot harder to get one to get extra health in this game, so. Speaking of extra health, we won't be stuck at 3 hearts the entire game. I guarantee that. We will have another heart by the end of this dungeon. After you beat each boss, you get more health, so it's not going to be a huge problem. But yeah, the problem with Zelda games is that the early dungeons, in most cases, are much too difficult for their own good, just because of how little health you have. Fortunately, this one actually has a good difficulty curve. It's not particularly hard. The first one, it's mainly puzzle focused rather than combat focused, fortunately. Because the first dungeon should not be combat focused at all. It's just too many. Your character is so, Link is so weak at the very beginning. He's just so weak. It's not even worth. It's just not even worth it. You can't make him combat focused when you're that weak of a character at that point. So it's been about 10 minutes. We're gonna go over here and snag all the chests here and then continue on. Yes, I did that for no real reason. That spot over there, it got me a piece of heart, sure, but these I actually have to do. I'm not trying to bore you guys with meaningless details. This part is actually required. You can't beat this dungeon without doing this. You have to save all the monkeys to get to the area with the big key, but to even get into, not the area with the big key, the area with the boss room, but to even get into the boss room, you have to get the big key, which is in this room. So let's get rid of this spider here. Oh, how hilarious. That's kind of blackly comic. Oh yeah, that thing on the floor does dictate the order. You actually have to hit these things in a certain order. Alright. Boom. The really ornate looking chest is the big key chest, which I do believe I mentioned earlier. Alright. There's actually another chest here. Wherever the heck it may be. I wonder if I do these backwards and I'll get another chest. I'm totally guessing here. I actually do not remember. If this is it, then don't say I guessed. Or don't say I didn't get. Yeah, see, there's nothing here. So, where is the other chest? Oh, I think the other chest is here, isn't it? Oh, brilliant. I've never found this chest before. If you can believe it, I've never found that chest. And it's $10. That's kind of sad. That's kind of a crappy treasure for being something that's located in a very out of the way location like that. You'd think it'd actually be worth something. So I'm considering going over there and grabbing whatever's there, but I really don't feel like it. So I'm not actually going to go over there. Yeah, no, I think I actually am going to go over there. Oh shoot, did I just jump off? Okay, so my main objective now should be to try and get over here and get this monkey. Because, yeah, I don't really... Yeah, you know what? It could be a Gale Boomerang thing. It could be money. Actually, let's check my wallet. How much can I hold? 300 rupees. Okay, it's not 200. I was hoping that was the case. Okay, so... there does not appear to be anything here. Okay, so I'm looking right at where the chest should spawn. There's gotta be something that triggers it. There's gonna be someone here that triggers the chest to spawn. I usually cut grass when I'm thinking about what to do here. Ow. Okay, not good. Yeah, you know, maybe I should have tried this earlier. If this leads to a chest, that's gonna be brilliant. Okay, no, it's just vines. It's vines that just happen to be there. Near where the chest should be spawning, and they don't actually do anything at all. Okay, fair enough, game. Fair enough, you've won that round. You win this round, game. You win this round. Yeah, the game kind of won that round. I will totally admit that. Alright. Goodbye. So yeah, there's going to be a couple chests left here that I can't get. I know there are a few that you can't actually get, so that's... sorry guys, that's not my fault. Here we go. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can... maybe go up the front. Don't you have to do that to get the main item? Because I think you do. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so I have to go around. I guess I actually do have to go around. Sorry, I'm just wandering around like an idiot, but I am wandering around like an idiot, so... I knew I was going to be doing this when I started this Let's Play. I knew I was going to wander around like an idiot a few times. And trust me, I am a bit slow when it comes to these games. I love them, but I am a bit slow when it comes to these, so I'm not particularly smart about them. I think this is the door that we need to go through. And I think I am right. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, let's do this. Let's move the mic away from my face, because I feel like my voice is a little bit too loud. Aha, Bokoblin. Taste my new sword. I don't think we fought any of these guys since then, because that just killed him so quickly. Because I killed him a lot quicker than I remembered, so I think we haven't fought any of them since the sword upgrade. So, there's another monkey that we have saved oh so valiantly.
Might be.
Yeah, you do have to save them all. As dumb as that is, you do have to save them all. Whoa, that was a little bit close. The things had already started to move. Oh man, that was a little bit nerve-wracking. Ooh, a heart. Yay. Oh wait, what am I doing? There is... oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, so... there's another monkey rescued, but... that's not how you're supposed to get through there. It turns out. Like I said, I'm just bumbling through this. Now, artistic design-wise, I really like this, actually. Look at the massive trees and stuff around here. It's a huge set of trees. It shows you that this grove, I guess, is a lot bit deeper than it initially appeared. It looked like there was only that one big tree, but I just killed myself again. There's one big tree, or so it would have seemed, at the beginning of the game, right when you go over to the temple. But you enter it, and you realize once it feeds off into several trees, and several absolutely massive trees. Okay, these things are bigger than even like the giant redwoods they have in Arizona and California. I think they're in Arizona. I wouldn't know, I live in Texas, so. But I do know about the giant redwoods, including General Sherman, which is the biggest tree in the world, or the tallest tree in the world. The biggest tree in the world is, well, technically, it's not one tree, but the biggest single organism is Pando, which is a big old grove of trees. I think it's like, it's in some South American country, which name I cannot recall, or I can't remember where Pando lives. But it's just a massive grove of trees that are all connected under the same root system. It's basically the same tree. It's basically the same tree, but it's also not. So, I don't know, in that light, I mean, this whole temple seems to remind me of that. And another odd little thing is what's wrong with this temple and the fact that it's got wood everywhere and there's torches everywhere in a giant tree. The ancient, probably Highlands who built this place, residents of Hyrule, the kingdom we're in, those residents, just in case you didn't know what I meant, they probably weren't big on conservation. They weren't really big conservationists, I'll bet, because killing trees does not seem like a very good idea. Even though they don't do most of our photosynthesis, they really are nice to have around. Turns out, they're nice to have around even though they don't actually do most of our photosynthesis. If we lost all the trees in the world, it wouldn't really hurt the photosynthesis a lot. We would still be able to breathe. People would still be able to breathe. It would not be a problem. It wouldn't be a huge problem. It would be a problem, but only to a smallish degree. People would have to get acclimated to a point. But that's really it. The air would be thinner, but not a whole lot. So, yeah. I think this is an interesting room. It basically entails, you switching the order of this thing around, and you actually end up with a small set piece sequence here, where you are sort of a set piece, I guess. If I'm using that term correctly. I'm still not quite sure what that actually means. It's one of those odd things that's sort of not easily definable. Oh. You have those guys rushing at you over there. No, let's go over here. Yeah, there's a couple small key doors here. And let's get this monkey. Oh, yeah, this is interesting. So, you actually have to drop down here. You have to drop... okay, you have to drop down through the webbing here. Goodbye. Like a boss. Okay, there's a fair amount of these things here. I want all the monies. All the monies must be mine. Bro, get down. That guy was seriously bothered me had he actually fallen off. That would have probably startled me. I'm not a huge... I don't hate spiders. Actually, I love spiders, but... I don't like spiders when they fall on top. I don't like spiders when they're huge and they immediately fall on top of me. That somehow doesn't jive with me. As you'd probably expect, that doesn't really jive with me. But I don't hate spiders. In general, I just hate them when they do stuff like that. Ow. crap, what am I doing? So man, yeah guys, there's not a whole lot interesting going on here. There's basically just me rushing through this dungeon. I do like this room though, just because of the artistic design for it. I love the art design for it, and this game has a surprisingly detailed art design, though it is muddy. The textures are muddy, like a watercolor painting, but that's not an issue of low resolution. Believe it or not, that is actually the way they designed this art style. It's the same way as the way that they designed a Skyward Sword, that's the same design philosophy for a Skyward Sword, which is another good game. I just didn't feel like replaying Skyward Sword because there are quite a few areas of annoyance in Skyward Sword, which were some pretty dang tough dungeons and very hard combat. The combat in that game is very difficult. I wanted to play one that was a little bit easier, so I wouldn't have any problems with it, any stupid issues. And I've only played through Skyward Sword once, all the way through. I've only done it once all the way through, so I wanted to make sure I actually didn't make any stupid mistakes. Okay, so I did that wrong again. Another one I didn't want to play through is Ocarina of Time, because I don't remember Ocarina of Time all that well. And yes, I was not born into the Ocarina of Time era, I guess, into the era of its biggest influence, so that's not my favorite Zelda game. It probably never will be my favorite Zelda game, and it pains me to say that, but it's not my favorite. Speaking of which, guys, what's your favorite Zelda game? If you're a Zelda fan at all, what's your favorite? If anything, it's a great game series, but what's your favorite? I don't know, it's just when you got a game franchise that good, people get so polarized over their views for it. It's just people just spend so much time bickering about it. But you know what? Feel free to bicker on it. Feel free to bicker on it. It's a good discussion starter, I guess. And my lantern oil is about to run out, so bear with me as it runs out. I'm gonna let it run out. Yeah. Let that stuff run out. I don't know why I just did that. Yep, let's continue. Okay, so it's been about half an hour, but I'm not gonna kill the episode just yet. I probably am not gonna be able to finish this dungeon in this episode. I will get, however, quite close, I think. I'm gonna get pretty close. So, I probably shouldn't have saved that monkey. I probably should have just gone ahead up here. But it was my choice, and I guess I just made the wrong one. I just don't remember the proper order to do all the stuff in the dungeons to make it a fast and efficient trip. I just don't remember that anymore. Here's the boss room. As you can see, there's a bunch of monkeys here, and I'm missing just a couple. I'm missing 2 monkeys. So yeah, 2 monkeys and I can enter the boss room. I won't spoil how you do it, because it's pretty cool. It's across there, that's where the boss room is, but you don't get to enter it yet. But my gosh, how you enter it is so cool. It's just so brilliant the way you get to enter it. This hapless idiot is gonna die. So yeah, we got some hapless idiots over here. I was sorry guys, I just needed to check how I was doing on whether I had a lantern oil bottle on me or not. Pew. Pew. Though, you know, come to think of it, I probably wouldn't like spiders if they were that large. Actually, I don't mind spiders because they're small, in the fact that the biggest spiders out there are the ones that are the least poisonous, or the ones that can't kill you, I guess. The smaller ones are the ones that can kill you. Fortunately, the tarantulas are not going to kill you in most cases. They are not, unless you get bitten by like 30 of them at once, which you won't be because they're pretty solitary. I mean, they're not the type of animal that's going to be the type of arachnid or any sort of thing that's gonna just kill you like that. They're not aggressive. They're not usually aggressive. Wasps are more aggressive. For that matter, wasps are very aggressive, but heck, yeah, wasps are more aggressive than these guys. They're not. I kept a tarantula as a pet at one point, so I kept one as a pet at one point, believe it or not. Put it in a fish tank, actually. It did not like that. Yeah, I kept that thing. That was cool. Had a pretty tarantula in your room. We had a cat. We had one of our cats at that point. We had like 5 now, but we only had 2 cats at that point. One of the cats would just sit there and try and grab the tarantula, try and knock out try and pull the lid off of my fish tank and try and kill the spider. But fortunately, the cat was not able to do that. This cat's huge now, but she was pretty small back then. So that wasn't a huge deal. She wasn't gonna murder it anytime soon. She was nowhere near close enough to be able to murder it. It would have made me pretty mad, sure, but I would have been more amazed how she actually managed to do it. Because I love both the cat and the tarantula, but I love my cat more than the tarantula. So it wouldn't have been a huge bother if the tarantula died anyway, because we let it go after a while. But it's cool having it though. It was an interesting experience. And there's that small key. And now comes, in my opinion, the worst and hardest part of this entire dungeon. I might have already said that earlier, but I forgot about this, so don't quote me don't always quote me when I say it's the hardest thing, because in this case, do quote me, because this is the hardest part of the dungeon. This part is not easy. Basically, what you're supposed to do... Wait, I might be doing this wrong. I am doing this wrong. Basically, what you're supposed to do... Okay, this actually isn't going to be as hard as it normally is. You aim up there, then you lock on up there. And then you get the bomb back. I don't think that's what I meant to do. So basically, you're supposed to carry the bomb using this up here, and then keep it up there till it blows up. And there we go. That was oh no, that's the easy part. I remember what you're supposed to do now. Now I remember why I don't like this part. There's another rock behind it. I will admit, these things definitely disgusted me first time I saw them. They're really disturbing. I don't know, it's just... Yeah. They're pretty disturbing. The snake things up. Snakes bother me. Okay, to a point, snakes bother me a lot more than spiders do. Well, I thought that was going to be harder. Normally, the thing bumps up against the ledge and blows up in my face than normally when I get it out. Sometimes, when I'm recording, a lot of times it goes a lot better than when I play it by myself. I do fairly well under pressure, so under a decent amount of pressure to perform for an audience, I do a lot better. I perform well under pressure, so that's probably why. Okay, wait, how many monkeys left? Okay, 1. It looks kind of like 2 on my TV. It's just kind of hard. When you're running on a 40-inch, and you've got 480p running on a 40-inch, it does not look very good, to be frank. So it is very, very difficult to tell what you're doing. It can be difficult to tell what you're doing because all the textures look so blown up. It probably looks a heck of a lot worse on my screen than it will on YouTube, so if you guys... No matter how much you guys zoom it in, unless you guys have a 40-inch monitor, which you probably shouldn't, because PC games are not meant to be played on a monitor that big, in general, then it's not going to be a huge deal for you guys, which is what I want. I want you guys to have you guys have the priority. By the way, I can't hear anything going on in the game right now. I have to have the sound turned off when I play in some cases, depending on the system I'm playing with, because of my recording software and my lack of USB cables and the like. I have a lack of USB cables and a lack of a good mic, so yeah, here's a new room with a bunch more of the stupid loose floorboards. And the earwig monster butt tail things. I hate these things. Alright, we're doing pretty good. So yeah, guys, I will sadly not be able to kill the boss this time. I was hoping I would, but it doesn't look like it, so sorry, guys. Dang, you have no idea how much it annoys me that I can't just kill the boss here, but I can't really do it, so I'm gonna have to cut it off pretty soon. I'll make sure I get to the boss room first, and then I'll sort of cliffhanger it, and then have another one where I fight the boss. Sorry guys, I hate to cliffhanger stuff, but it'll be totally worth it. The boss is really fun. It's totally worth it though. The boss in this level is amazing. It's pretty cool. It's got some cool gameplay mechanics, which I will explain later. While Nintendo does believe its main gamers to be a bunch of idiots with its glowy weak spots and stuff, it does, however, do a fairly good job of subtly priming you for how to fight the boss in the main game. This is something that Valve does extremely well too with its Portal games. Valve never explicitly tells you how to solve a puzzle in the Portal series. They never specifically tell you how to solve a puzzle, but what they do end up doing is instead is come on. Okay, I guess you can't kill it till you knock it off. That seems very stupid. What they do is they won't show you how to do something, but they'll use very subtle hints to lead the player to that point. They'll use subtle hints to get you there, but they will never explicitly tell you what to do. And then they'll subtly hint that something will be used later, or they won't hint that it's going to be used later, but they'll teach you how to do something. And then they'll expect you to do something like it, but very, very differently. An example would be one where you have to smash two players together in a cooperative mode versus smashing a ball into... They show you that by smashing a ball into something else, you have to smash two players together. They prime you for it in the earlier chamber, in the earlier test area, or whatever. They sort of prime you for it. They show you what you have to do very subtly. Nintendo does a good job of doing that earlier. What I did earlier, having to use the boomerang to move the bomb, is a very subtle... It's a very, very subtle way of priming how I'm going to be fighting the boss, actually. It's a subtle boss primer, I guess. But I don't know, I love that. It's just... They don't have to tell me anything. But when you get to the boss, I guarantee you'll know what to do. You should know what to do. At the very least, you should have some idea what you're doing. So yeah, I said I wouldn't spoil what we were going to be doing for the cool thing here, and I didn't, so here we go. Yep, you bet. Human chain, guys. Let's do it. Yep, we are using a human ladder type chain thing. Human swingy chain made out of a whole crap ton of monkeys to get me over there. You bet. Okay, so next thing I should be getting out is my empty bottle, because at the entrance to a boss room there's always there's usually a fairy. Where's the fairy? Fairy, come out, wherever you aren't. Oh, of course, is the last one. Hey, Fairy. Fairy. Hi. So basically, fairies will actually heal you if you die. They're basically They're basically an auto reviver. They're auto revive. They will keep you from dying in your worst moments. You know what? Nah, we're not gonna fight the boss now. This episode's already getting to be way too long. Wait. Yeah. I don't think I should be continuing this very much longer. So, yeah, guys. Thanks for the support you guys have been giving us. And apologies because Slimeman972's his stuff. He hasn't been able to get his Jack and Dexter walkthrough parts to me lately because his laptops can be kind of retarded, and it will not accept it will not accept the existence of my biggest SD card. So tomorrow I will be going over to his house to get the videos, and we'll probably record a collaborative video there. So yeah, we'll record a collab video there, and I will make sure to get his stuff up. At least 2 of his episodes up this week. So yeah, I might be releasing this video a week after it's written, though. It might be a week after it's written that I'm releasing this video, but probably not. So you never know. I'm not sure when I'll be releasing this, so it might actually have been last week that this happened. To you guys, it might have been last week, but apart from all the weekception going on, yeah, guys, thanks a whole bunch for your support.